ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never cap in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
Hey there, welcome back to actually Aubery, and we're here to finish up the Love and Marriage DC reunion recap. How you doing, Alex?
Doing good, doing good. That thing was on fire, so we're going to see if we can put the fire out.
Yeah, real quick, I wanted to ask our viewers, how you doing out there? Drop us a purple heart or say hello. Oh, everybody kicked in at the same time. That's cool. All right. Hey there, moderator and member extraordinaire Monique Kings, welcoming everybody into the house. Happy Monday. Yeah, right. I always wonder. I think Mondays will be great once you're fully retired, right? But I wanted to ask our viewers out there if they saw today, Little Black Book 91 had Winter on his show this afternoon. So did anybody else see that? Did you see that, Alex?
I didn't see it. No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Kojo, he didn't do a whole deep dive into her childhood and take us way back to when she was 3, which was I was so grateful. But but it was a really good interview. I enjoyed it.
Sometimes you gotta really get into Kojo, because sometimes he'll go on 3-4 hours. I ain't got that kind of time. I got stuff to do.
You got things to do. Huh?
I got things to do.
Things to do. Hey there. We got Jay Wiley in the house. Good evening. Also extraordinary moderator. Good to see you this evening, Jay Wiley. Hey, Treasure Woman. Good to have you back. Welcome. Hey, Ravine, you missed us. We missed you last night. Yeah, we were doing Ready to Love premiere. You got to go back and check that one out. It's up now. And yeah, good point. I'm going to keep it on this one right here too. That's a very good point. Guys, be sure to check your likes on the way in. We really appreciate it. It gets us out in the algorithm, and it gets even more people into the chat, which is a very good thing. Okay. So Monique, I think I did see you over there, right? Monique says she enjoyed the LBJ 91 interview with Winter. Very glad it was focused on the show. And yes, yeah, to what Alex was saying, right? Nobody wants to sit up and watch 3 hours of bringing us up to the person's adulthood. Let's just get into the meat of it all, right? Right, So I think that was good. But I'm going to get over here to our notes. This is going to be sweet and short and to the point today. Because we kind of have more of the same, but I had some interesting thoughts about it. So hopefully I was able to capture a few of them.
It's interesting how they brought Winter out and then sent her back out after they...
That Carlos King, man, he be using and abusing people.
Yeah, they didn't let her stick around,
Right. Well, you know what though, too. I guess to be fair, I think that there what it seems to me what he's saying is, or the production company or whomever is in charge of this stuff, they seem to be saying that if you're not part of a couple that's still together, that you're not a major player on this show. You have to be like the Samuels, the Silvas, or the Tylers. You have to be the somebody last name with the S on it, right?
Yeah, and in case you want to address the rumors lately too, they're talking about bringing Joy and Clifton on. That's a rumor.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I have seen that around on these YouTube streets. I'm going to go back over to the comments real quick. I found my notes, but let me get back in here and see. There's a couple of people that popped in. Oh, okay. Hey, John. Hi, John Paul. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Welcome. Ellen V says she's here. Member, 18 member, and moderator extraordinaire. Good to see you. Yes, everybody here. Like, hey, Sherry. That's my buddy. Hey, Sherry Cardwell. How you doing? All right. Yep. Yep. Making sure you hit like. I'm gonna go back over here to this comment, and then I'm gonna get over to our notes. Yeah. Yeah. I heard that they were talking about bringing in Joy and Clifton, which is interesting because while they're a couple,
They're not married yet.
they're not actually married yet,
Right.
right? What do
Mhm.
you think of that? Do you think just on forget the fact that they're not married right now at this moment? Do you think they'd be good for the show?
Um, I think they'll be good for the show. It's just a matter. They're still fairly new in their relationship. It's been about what, maybe about a year.
About a year, yeah.
About a
Hmm.
year. So these couples got a decade or more in the game as far as that goes. So
Hmm.
I think fresh blood would be good. It's just a matter of if they're going to actually cross that threshold and get married, and if they can stand the test of time, because it's still a new relationship. A year is still a new relationship.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, man, the ink could be drying and they could be breaking up. I mean, like you said, a year is not enough invested in it without anything else, without any children, without any businesses that you built up or whatever, anything else. It's fairly new, and I think the thing of it is, I was thinking about it. I said, well, you know what, they already have a built-in following. Maybe that's the thing. They kind of have a following of people from the Ready to Love franchise, right?
Right, right. They do. And you see a lot of shows, like regular television scripted shows, and they
Hmm.
have like spin-off shows to other shows. Like they may have a character on a particular show, then they'll spin off and give that character their own show if the character is successful. So I see this as being similar to that. Joy and Clifton, they're from Ready to Love, but they were very
Hmm.
successful on that show. They were the last couple standing. So
Right,
if they
that's
could
right.
spin them off and use that success in another show, I think it's a
Oh, a
wonderful thing.
spinoff, right? That's a good point, and they're all on that own network too. So Shalana says, "Hey y'all, this reunion was too much, but I'm hoping to see Winter next season, or it'll be boring." Hey, Solana, I think they have to bring Winter back. I don't see a show without Winter, honestly. I don't know what they would do. I really don't. Let me see what else she's saying. She says Joy and Clifton are okay. Go ahead and read that for me, okay, Alex?
Joy and Clifton are social climbers and are utterly boring. They won't actually add anything to be what's that, TBH? Was that to
Yeah,
be what?
to be honest.
Oh, to be honest. Okay.
To be honest, in
Yeah.
her opinion, yeah, in her
Yeah.
opinion. So that's a thought. I mean, I think, Solana, to be honest, you got a point there. You have to think about it. While I like Joy and Clifton on the show, I don't necessarily see where the depth is going to come in, that they're going to add something to another show that's about married people, because as we pointed out, they're not married. They don't have a real long history together. It's very brief. It's very, like, temporal. They don't have
Unless
children.
they
They don't
unless
have children together. So I
uh,
don't see it. But well, go ahead.
unless
What were you gonna say?
unless they can bring Clifton's existing children in, and his relationship with his exes, all that can
Mm.
add meat to the show. Okay,
Oh,
because
okay.
Joy doesn't have any children,
Mm.
and no exes with children and so forth. So
Mm.
to add that part on Clifton's end could add a lot of meat to the show, if that's
Mm.
allowed.
Sounds
Otherwise,
sounds
uh,
like you'll be ruffling her feathers though too. I mean, I don't know of too many women that are going to want to be on the show, and then the highlight of the show and you and their relationship is really going back to their past relationship and their kids with their other women from previous relationships. So I don't know how she's going to take that, because Joy, I don't know. I don't know how she would take that. Maybe she would take it well. Maybe she'd be very graceful and gracious, but
yeah,
I don't see that.
hopefully Clifton is having a relationship with his children and the mothers, as far as raising them civilly. But that is part of his life. She's with him. She has to deal with that part of his life, whether she likes it or not.
Well, she has a choice in it, whether she likes it or not. She has a choice in it. But what I'm saying, I'm not saying that that's probably not happening off screen. But I think once you bring cameras into it and put it on national TV, now you're taking it to a whole nother level. That's all I'm saying. I think a lot of these couples that are on the show this season, thought that they were going to be cool with whatever, being on a reality show. And then look at what happened. A lot of them got on here, and a couple of them, I'm not going to say any names, the Tylers, and they got on here, and they ended up being very close. Didn't you feel it that some of them felt a bit close? They weren't being honest. They weren't being authentic, because why? They only want you to see the good parts of their life. They don't want you to see the parts that they don't want you to see, that are messy and sloppy and their past. Nobody really wants to talk about that. And I'm just saying, I don't know. You got a point though. That is some interesting material to bring into the show. But I'm wondering how Joy will handle it, because we all know how she handled Takia on Ready to Love, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Not with a
Right.
lot of grace. So
Right. So we'll just have to see, because you have to add drama, and the drama is,
yes.
the stuff that they don't want you to see, the stuff that they're trying to hide. That's the drama, the stuff that Winter was doing, and the stuff Winter was bringing up. And Winter's own messy, personal life. That's what the drama was.
Exactly. That was the juicy part, right? That was the
Right.
juicy part. We're about to tune out, and and then how they kept it going. That's funny how they kept just a couple of words that she said about DJ Fun Size. And by the way, she never did really call Jamie, if I'm not mistaken. She never really did call him Red Light Special. That was Monique who gave it a name. She said that he was in the red light district. She didn't call him that. She didn't put a name to it, and Monique kind of took it and ran with it and gave him a name. So I don't know, but she really made the show, though. Let's be honest. I mean, without Winter, there would have been no show.
Yeah.
So we began. So we continue on with this Love and Marriage DC reunion part 2, which, by the way, now we've heard Winter say this several times, and it made me think about it as I was watching it. Why does she keep saying that the part that we saw last was actually the beginning of the reunion? And I think I got it after I watched it. I think I got what she was saying, and what part of what she was saying was the reason why she was so fearful when the men were so aggressive and assertive with her about their innocence. But yet, if you're so innocent, why are you so bothered?
Well, nobody wants to be attacked,
Nobody
innocent
was
or
attacked.
guilty.
Nobody was attacked. Who
Nobody
was
wants to be.
attacked?
Well, no, she's attacking their fidelity, and she's getting
No,
information, and
she
she
said
got
that she
receipts.
heard. She agreed when it was brought up. The topic was brought up. She agreed that she had heard rumors. So how is that attacking them? How is that attacking their fidelity? And let's be clear. Probably many men in the community like them have been accused of being unfaithful. So if you don't like your fidelity being attacked, then why don't you be faithful? First of all, and second of all, again, I'll say it again. If you aren't the one that's caught in the trap, this wasn't you. Why are you getting so upset? I don't understand that, because people can call you a garbage can, but if you're not a garbage can, why are you upset?
Because she's pointing the gun directly at them and firing and saying, "You're the ones I have
Oh,
information about.
you're
You're the
over
one I'm getting information about."
you're over exaggerating like the men. Now, see, talk about men getting
No.
emotional, getting in their
There
feelings.
there you go again with that BS. She
So, and
pointing the
then
gun directly at them, saying, "I got receipts and information from apparently some guy she's been seeing, getting it from him."
they're
That
saying that they're saying
yeah.
that you're going, see, now you're putting into what she has. You're assuming that what one person said about the information that she has not said that. She has absolutely denied that. She says the information was not from this guy.
Well,
She got information from someone that sent it to her 48 hours before the reunion aired, before she
well,
came on the reunion.
well, you're assuming too, because she hasn't shown us any proof. She's just talking. So that's an assumption all in itself. Everybody wants proof. What do you have?
Right.
Otherwise, be quiet.
But to her point, let's look at this. Okay. So she says, and I mean, well, no, I'm sorry, I take that back. Let me restate this. Let me start again. No, it's been said that why would she be invited back for a second season if she showed her whole, like, this is a poker game, this is a chess game. So why is she gonna show her proof on the air at the reunion when that basically will conclude her part in this show? Now, if she holds on to her proof and she comes back for a second season, wouldn't that be a lot wiser? I mean, why are women supposed to play dumb just because men want us to. That's stupid.
There you go. Now who in their feelings now? Nobody said women
I'm
supposed to play dumb.
not in my feelings. I'm simply stating what I feel, and what I'm saying is, why should we play stupid? See, because here's the thing. Here's the real thing. You've got two men on the show who appear to have had some relations or did whatever, and because they have their women under control and domination, they think that all women are supposed to be like that. And part of the problem is why these men, I believe, why they're so assertive with Winter, is because she has a mind of her own. She's a critical thinker, and she's playing chess and not checkers like their wives. So why should I'm simply saying it again? Why should she kowtow to them? They're not her husband. Okay, she does not have to kowtow to them.
All right, they're playing chess and not checkers, and they've been married 13, 14, 26 years, and Winter can't maintain a marriage. What's the reason for that? So who's playing chess and checkers?
No, but what you're saying is, though, you got guys over here. You said so yourself. Okay, let's go back to your words. You said so yourself that you know that Irena knows that Jamie is cheating. So what you're saying, the only thing what you're saying is the same thing these guys in this culture and this cracked up mindset is saying, that is because they want to be cheating out here, and because they have women that are willing to stay by their side, that makes it great because they've been together 13 years or 26 years. I'm happy for them, but the fact of the matter is, every woman doesn't want to live under that. That's what you need to understand, and that's what they need to understand, and they do. That's why they were coming on her hard. That's exactly why, and the fact that she didn't have a man sitting next to her. So okay. I don't have any respect for a man that's going to verbally attack a woman on stage on national TV just because they can. Oh, we gonna go. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So she don't have the right to verbally attack anybody either.
She didn't verbally attack them. Well, okay. Who was she calling out of their name? Who was she calling all kinds of MFs or Bs? Who exactly on that stage? Nobody.
I'm not going into this with you today. I'm not doing this today.
I know that's right.
We're going to talk about this reunion because I'm not going to go from 0 to 100 today. I'm not doing that today. I got my belief system, and that's it. So we're going to go with what we have on the reunion.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. These men and guys like them that have that culture of, I can do whatever I want inside or outside of a marriage. I can have the side chicks. I can have the side babies. That's the whole thing. And you've said so yourself in the past that it is a culture. We know it exists. And basically, we seem to be looking at it here on the TV screen. So they think because they have their wives under control, because this is what I tell men all the time. I'm not your wife. You can't talk to me like that. You don't get that permission. Okay, so they don't like it. Tough luck. Who cares?
And they still there.
And she's still there.
No matter how they talk to, no matter how much they men run the street and have the rumors and this and that, they there. Why?
They're still what? They're there where? With their wives?
They're still there with their husbands. I'm talking about the wives.
Hold on. We got a power issue. Hold on. Oh well, yeah, because their wives are willing to put up with it. So I'm saying, so they get a cookie. So what? They're there with their wives. So what? A man that would put up with a wife like that was running the streets and having babies on him and cockling him. So would you say the same thing? Is that great too?
It's not great.
If your ex-wife had children on you with some other man, would that be great? Would you still be by her side?
I wouldn't be there. But that's a decision. That's a decision two adults are making. That's a decision two adults are making.
And my go ahead.
There she go elevating. Your octaves are going up now. Who you, Michael Jackson? Your octaves are going up. Pretty soon you're gonna be here going hee because your voice.
Tell me about how you would be with your ex-wife if she had a baby with another man.
I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to put up with that.
That's my point. That's your point. That's my point. That's my exact point about these men. And so getting back to my other point is that, like I said again, they were verbally abusive because they were calling her out of her name and cursing her and using profanity and hollering at her across the stage. And she was doing none of that to them. None of it.
Are you talking about Ashley and Irena? No, see,
Irena wasn't saying very much to Winter. Irena stayed out of it. She had good sense. She stayed the heck out of it. Because she knows about her husband.
I addressed this last week. If my wife is sitting beside me and some woman is across from us making accusations or ranting and raving, and my wife comes to my defense, I'm gonna let my wife deal with that. Now, if my wife is nowhere around and this woman is verbally attacking me, then I'm gonna go at her. So,
Right.
but if my wife is there as a buffer, I'm gonna let her deal with that.
Right. Well, apparently you have a lot better upbringing than these two men, because they're not gentlemen in this case.
Mm.
They're not gentlemen in this case. So apparently you have a much better upbringing, because I exactly see your point, and I exactly said that last week, right? That the two men, but last week it was just quick, because we hadn't gotten to Jamie yet.
Right.
And I said that because Ashley was doing a stand up job defending her guy. She was doing all of that, but why he had to jump in? Well,
Mm.
you
And I
know, give him a peach,
and I
because his
said
slip was showing.
and I stand by my earlier thoughts in earlier podcasts. If Urena and Jamie, stood the test of time in a 26-27 year marriage, I'm still standing by the fact. I know in my heart of hearts, as a man, Jamie has done something. And
So are you saying that all
period.
men cheat on their wives? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that according to
Mhm.
you, according to Urena, according to what Jamie's behavior that we know of from the show, not answering the phones, disappearing, doing these kind of
Mhm.
things. Come on now, I've been alive a long time. I've watched a lot of people. I've done a lot of things. This is not a new script. This is not new.
No, it's not new, and all the excuses that come with it. We've heard them. We've heard people say them. So,
My
I mean,
phone,
again,
my phone has died. I was in a dead spot. Oh, I got a flat tire. I fell asleep. I was in the emergency room. Come home with the damn emergency bracelet on their wrists and all kind of I mean, all this nonsense just so you can cheat. Okay, and if the woman chooses either not to see it or accept it, then that's something that they got to decide to do within their marriage. But don't act like it doesn't exist. Don't act like you don't know, because you really do know. You really do
yeah.
know.
I mean, I think we've all kind of figured out that it seems to me. I mean, I can only say what it seems like, because I don't know. But it seems to me like Irena was very grateful at the time when she was a very young girl. And I say girl, woman, teenager. She still basically was a girl. They got married, they got together young. She had a child from a previous relationship, and she felt grateful, I believe, to Jamie for marrying her. That's in my opinion, right? And from there, whatever he did, I think, and then you got to look at the other fact. Like I pointed this out last week, the fact that she says that she came from a home that was full of physical and verbal abuse, that tells me a lot. Anytime some a woman or a man comes from a home where there's physical and verbal abuse, and they witnessed it, okay, your psyche is damaged, and until you get healed, until you get help, you get professional counseling, professional therapy, and you've healed from that, you're going to attract that, and you're going to be okay with a lot of that, because especially if he's not necessarily physically knocking you around, like maybe you saw your father knocking your mom around, then if he's just verbally abusing you, emotionally abusing you, and sexually cheating on you, you're like, well, it's not as bad as it could be. That's where a lot of women think, right?
Mhm.
And that's unfortunate, but it's true. That's unfortunate, but it's really, really true. So I don't, I'm just not with it. Like I said again, with those men being on stage and getting all aggressive, and of course, well, anywho, we'll continue on with our notes. Um, uh, let's see. Winter is catching heat from Ashley and Quicksilver, and I asked the question: do you feel that Quick should have been so verbally harsh with Winter?
Well, I already addressed that. He should have let Ashley continue to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was handling it. And so
Right.
he should have just sat back and let his wife deal with that.
Exactly. Exactly. And again, for me, I don't know about anybody else, but I've heard other viewers say this too. For me, I say it again. If you're not, why are you so bothered if it's not true? You can call me out of my name. You can say I did XYZ. And if I didn't do it, I'm not going to be sweating you. I'm sorry. I'm
But it's
just
like
going to.
it's like Quick said, he's a celebrity. These guys,
Mm-hmm.
in the spotlight, whatever,
Okay.
they get DMs and rumors with all the time about stuff that this, that, and the third. Don't have to be true, but they get it all the
Well, so you
time.
should have a thicker
So
skin by now.
right, exactly.
Okay.
That's my point. That's my
Yeah.
point. You
So
should have a
you get
thicker
this
skin.
all the time, right?
Right.
Where's your thicker skin at? Okay. Because
Right.
if you now I probably could. You gotta actually you have an excellent point. I have to give it to you every now and then. You have good points.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're all heart.
I mean, actually, had he not been a celebrity and not been used to this, it would have made more sense to me why he was getting upset. You know, because it is an attack on. I can see what you're saying. It's his integrity in place, and he's looking
Hmm.
at it being ruined. But you, like you said, to what you're saying, they hear this all the time. So why not? And then since this is not something that just came up, also I'll say this: this didn't just come up at the reunion. This went on throughout the whole season. He should have been better prepared. I mean, if he needed to pop a Xanax, he should have popped one. That's all I gotta say.
Hmm.
Because I don't understand why you're getting so emotional. I don't like really when men are getting emotional about things that shouldn't be bothering them. But like I said, I think it bothered them because it was the truth.
Yeah, but you might have a point. Mhm.
Quick continue. Wait a minute. Quick. I don't know what I was writing here. Quick continues.
To
Starts his
start his
quest.
quest for viewers to believe that every time he violates Winter by slanging the B word, that he is actually talking to the invisible man.
Okay, yeah. So we kind of covered this too. Like, yeah, he's calling her out of her name, but he keeps saying, "I'm talking to your boyfriend." But you know what? Dude ain't on the stage, so you're not really making no sense. Once again, I mean, use some logic, dear. Use some logic,
And
okay?
whoever she supposedly, and they accuse Winter of sleeping with this guy who's missing teeth apparently or whatever. Winter says it's a lie, so they just started slinging these things back and forth. So
Right.
I don't know who this person is, but again, if he has something, then come with it. Again, why bring it up now? Because you're going to need content for the next season. That's what you said, right? But you can always
Hmm.
create storylines around anything. I'm a
They
filmmaker. You can
they
always create storyline around
they
anything.
They can, and they should create better ones for next season. Arena has more emotional IQ, I say, and she stays out of the fray. Good for her. Ashley's still trying to blast Winter. Jamie says no one that knows him knows Winter. And this is the part I'm saying that this is how that's kind of impossible for him to know. I'm sorry. I'm from a big city. They're from big cities and big towns they live in.
Mm.
Okay. DC, the DMV area. How could you possibly say that no one you knows, and especially when he's a police officer and he knows a gazillion people, I'm sure, how can you say that nobody, literally nobody that knows you knows Winter? And then here's the thing, because even if that happened to be true, the fact of the matter is, if somebody is anonymously sending information to Winter, they don't have to know her. They know how to reach her because she's on a show. She's on the internet. She's on this little thing called Instagram, where people send you DMs that don't know you all the dang on time when you're popular or you're on a national show. Okay, how about that? So why does
Mm.
somebody have to know her to send her information about him cheating? Because if he's out there cheating, you bet your bottom dollar that more than one person, the person he's cheating with, knows about it.
Mm.
So let me go over here to these comments. And it seems like you got all quiet on me. Every time we talk about cheating, you get quiet.
I'm listening. I'm not quiet. I'm listening to you. Now, if I jump in, you're gonna raise your voice about 10 octaves. So I might as well let you go ahead and have that while you finish. Then I'll jump in.
Okay. I don't know, Jeremy. What? Hey, Jeremy, what are you saying? Jamie is an angry clown, and he thinks that he knows everything. Call
Pennywise.
him Pennywise.
Do you know what Pennywise was, Aubery? Do you
Wasn't it
know?
like
No, Pennywise was the clown in the horror movie It.
Oh no, I was thinking of something else. What? A clown?
Yeah.
Well, did Pennywise the clown know everything?
He killed some folk. That's what he did. It was a horror movie, but it's the way he looked. Real ugly clown, jagged teeth. Sly, slickster, swindler. All that kind of stuff. That's what Jeremy's getting
He's
at.
trying to get at that. Okay, well, read this next one then too. Okay, and then I'll
Yeah,
take.
child. Alex is going to cause a shake in the atmosphere when he starts making his own content. He's going to trigger so many women.
You guys go over there and sign up. Can somebody go grab I should have had it ready. Can somebody drop it in here? Monique or Ellen, can you go over to tell them the name of it, Alex?
The channel is up. There are no
Hmm.
videos there yet, but it's called Magnetic Repellent, and
Okay.
yeah, it's up.
And he's probably gonna put with Alex W Leath on it too, because I think when I went to look, there's a few channels with that name or very similar. So
No, just
maybe. Oh,
content with that name.
Uh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay, let me read some more of these comments. So, Solana says, Winter can maintain a marriage. Yep, her ex-husband couldn't. Couldn't. The difference, Winter wasn't going to stay in a terrible marriage to save face, right? I think they're talking about because we were going back
yeah,
and forth,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
said, well, how come she couldn't? Yeah, I mean, like, so you were basically trying to gaslight.
Mm,
That's what you were doing back then, right?
mm. I was.
Yeah, you were trying to gaslight. Yeah, like I said, whenever you get pimpish with me, I'm gonna
Mm,
always call you out. And if I don't call you out,
mm,
just know that I already know what you're doing because I'm not a
mm.
small town girl. Okay.
Yeah, okay. As long as you can take it, but you
I
can't,
don't have to take it. I
but you
don't have to.
can't.
No, 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 no. Because what I've told you in the past, and since we're gonna talk about this right now, is that
Mm,
what you're not gonna do is be pimpish with me, and you're not gonna give me sloppy seconds. That's what
mm,
I've said, right? So, and
mm.
I stand by that.
And what we're not gonna do is like I always tell you on this show. When I grew up in the 5% nation, knowledge of self, know who you are, and I
I know
know.
who I am.
Okay, you got to be sure.
I'm
Okay, know
sure.
who you are.
And like I said, you're not gonna gaslight me, brother. That ain't gonna work.
No, I try to gaslight nothing. I
Yeah.
know
So
who I am.
if you got some narcissistic tendencies, I'm gonna peep those out too because you're not gonna gaslight me. It's not gonna work.
I know
Okay,
who I am. I'm
because
comfortable in my own skin every day.
hey, good for you. Good for you. That works both ways. Preach, Solana. Winter didn't have two children outside of her marriage, nor did she turn out to be a scammer. That's right. That's right. She has, I
Mm,
think, well, I think they actually have her and her ex husband had three beautiful children. We saw two of them, but I think there's a younger one too that they didn't put on screen because that child, I think, is still a minor, and the other two were college age. Hey,
yeah, again,
DeSosa.
yeah.
Hey, DeSosa, good
Hey,
to see
hey.
you. And who is weak and spineless? Like, I know we were probably in the midst of talking, so write it down in the chat. Let me know who are we talking about? Who's weak and spineless? Oh, the men talking about Jamie and the other one. Quick,
Quick.
I
Mm.
almost called him DJ Fun Size. I had to catch myself. Yeah, yeah, they did seem like that. They did appear very weak.
What's up, DeSosa?
You wanna take that one? You wanna read that one from
Talk with
Solana?
Slana.
Hmm.
Women who settle also feel they've won a prize or a prize, I should say. Thank God we're waking up. A man isn't a prize if your self-respect is on the line.
Absolutely.
Again, like I said, those are decisions that people make. Winter chose at some point. She took a lot, especially from the first husband. She took a lot, and she decided at some point she's not going to deal with this anymore. While she's still young enough and sane enough, to get out of it, she got out of it. Some people stay. So,
Oh yeah, some
you
people
know,
build a lifetime around dysfunctional marriages and dysfunctional relationships. Well, there's a whole group of women out there right now, maybe listening to the sound of our voices, that are in 5-year, 7-year, 10-year, 15-year situationships and relationships where the guy has said, "Oh, at some point I'm going to marry you." He's my fiance. We're engaged. I've heard that from people, and I've looked at them and I said, well, okay, how long have you been engaged, or when's the wedding date? One or two questions. How long you been engaged? And they'll say 5 years, 10 years, 12 years, 20 years. Okay, so that's not an engagement. That's just some
nope.
BS.
That's yeah.
And then if I ask you when's the wedding date, unless you just got engaged yesterday or within the last couple of weeks or months, because really once you think about, a man thinks about he wants to get married or engaged to a woman, he's already thought about when he wants it to happen. So ladies, come on, like really, no wedding date plan.
If you
Uh,
if you've been engaged for 5 years, 6 years, that's a shut up ring. That's not an engagement ring.
that's what it is.
That's a shut up ring.
That's exactly what it is. And since you know that, I want you to read what DeSosa has to say.
The manosphere says it's a God-given right to cheat for men, aka kings. I don't know that it's a God-given right, but there's so many doctrines and or scripture, different
There are no
ways of
scriptures that
life
say.
that where men have several wives. Solomon
Oh,
has
I
several
see.
wives and
Mm.
concubines and these kind of things, and that's the way civilizations were built. So I don't know if it's a God-given right. That's something you got to take up with God, but it's been around since the beginning of time.
Well, I
And
think
I don't,
she's using a thing called sarcasm. So
yeah, she
I don't think
probably is,
I'm
but
sure she is.
but those ways of life still exist today. And other countries, other cultures overseas and things like that, they still have
And
multiple wives.
right here in the African American community, where some men think it's perfectly fine to cheat on their wives. So
Well,
yeah.
it's not legal over here. Not in this
Oh, I
westernized
saying
form.
cheating. I didn't
Mm,
say anything about multiple marriages or polygamy. I didn't say
mm.
that. I'm talking about cheating. Like
Oh,
I'm talking
okay.
about what we were talking about on that stage. It was not that quick. It was not that Jamie were married to multiple women at the same time,
Mm,
but that they were keeping company and having sexual relations with more than one woman at a
mm.
time while they were married, right?
Right, and I guarantee you, a lot of women, if they are cheating, the women that they're cheating with know they're married and don't give a damn.
Monique says, maybe I missed this verbal attack from Winter that Alex keeps referring to. Yeah,
Mm.
Alex, what
Well,
was that verbal attack?
it's the accusations that she's coming at the gentleman with, and Ashley jumped to her husband's defense. Now, again, Quick should have stayed out of it, but she's pointing accusations and attacking these men's character and their integrity, and she keeps saying she got receipts or somebody told her, but she won't say who. She won't show receipts. She says she has text messages, phone calls, all these different kind of things. And they're like, well, who is it? Show me, So there's a frustration there, But again, let your wives deal with that. Urania was pretty civil. She didn't say a whole lot, because I think I think deep down inside, Urania knows the deal. But Ashley's like, listen, I'm gonna go at you. You coming at my man, I'm going at you. And that's what that was
Hmm.
about.
Yeah. Raina stayed out of it, which I thought, especially a woman of her age, I thought that was really smart. I thought, that was very classy for her to stay out of it, because let her husband say whatever, because, like you said, we think that she knows the truth, and it didn't really help. She didn't have to sit there and curse Winter. She didn't have to holler at Winter. It really wasn't necessary. And honestly, like I said again, if it's not true, why is everybody getting their panties all in a bunch, especially the men? Men, I don't know, maybe it's me. I'm just accustomed to men who have more class and more self-control in their behavior. So you don't have self-control in your behavior, it's never going to look good for you on a platform such as this. If you don't have self-control, it's just never going to look good. Life with Marlene. Sometimes you don't know. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes you don't know. You're right about that.
Sometimes you don't know, but sometimes you have, we have this God-given alarm system, our gut, what I mean, intuition, and these different kind of things that we don't use or we choose to ignore. So you can know something's going on. It's like if you're walking down the street and it's nighttime and you're trying to turn down a certain street, your intuition will tell you, or your gut will say, nah, not that street. And you'll say to yourself,
Hmm.
nah, and you say to yourself, no, I'm just being paranoid. I'm gonna walk down that street. And then something happens
Anyway.
to you. If something happens to you, then you didn't listen to your intuition or your gut. We have that natural alarm system. Okay. But a lot of us choose to ignore it because we simply want what we want. If we want the man, we want the woman, we want the situation, we want the lifestyle, we want the money, we ignore a lot of stuff. And then when the chickens come home to roost, we're crying and whining about it when we accepted it.
Hmm. I'm trying to keep from laughing as you were talking, not laughing at what you were saying, but laughing at the comment that I just put up on screen.
My woman DeSosa, she says, Quick has more feminine energy than Ashley. He is the right person to deal with the women. Oh man.
I hollered. I mean, that's the trick bag that
I,
men put themselves in when they get into these issues with women, because
yeah.
as Alex pointed out, he had a whole capable wife sitting right next to him, and she was handling things. Why they felt the need to double team her, I do not know.
Mm. And she was
Go ahead.
trying to tell her husband, look, chill.
She
She was put her
did.
hand over there a few times. Chill, stay out of it. I got it.
I got
Um,
the feeling though. Did you get the feeling like on part one, not so much on this one, but on part one, going back to that, I the feeling that actually irritated him, and I hated kind of seeing it actually because I felt like a cohesive team. Like you talk about, oh, they've been together 13 years, 16 years, whatever. If you're a cohesive team, there are looks and glances and body language and a
Mm-hmm.
soft touch that will let your man or woman know what's going on. I've got it. Like you said, I'm handling it. But she had to continually keep touching him, keep telling him no, and not
Right.
really snapping at him, but you know what I'm saying, kind of raised voice and kind of excitement. I didn't feel like, to me, like, to me, it shows a lack of maturity. That's the other
Mm-hmm.
thing I see in Quick.
Yeah.
And even in Jamie, there's a lack of maturity, but particularly in Quick, there's a whole lack of maturity where in his development, maybe because his mother passed away when he was so young, and there were things that he did not receive. That there's a gaping hole there because he did seem very immature. Because what is he, like 40?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. He's still a young guy,
if I'm just 40 is
relatively
he's middle
speaking.
age. Let's call it what it
Yeah.
is. I'm sorry.
Mm.
40 is middle age. If you're 35 and greater, you're middle age. Okay. And here's the thing. So the behavior, if I'm not seeing the man physically, the behavior was that of a teenage boy, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion.
Mm.
I have
Well, you got you kind of torn with Quick because you know how his background is. This thing about him not being allowed to cry or not being raised to cry, not being in touch with his emotions. He had that incident with his son, where his son, didn't think he needed to
right.
cry and all these different kind of things. But at the same time, he's dealing with that, and he's trying to deal with it apparently. But you can also say that this man takes care of his business. He takes care of his family, provides
Okay.
a great lifestyle for them, good home. He's a good dad. So I mean, there's always things that we're going to have to work on. But at the reunion, he should have just stayed out of that and let Ashley deal with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think too. Ellen V is mocking my words. Don't be pimpish, Alex.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh Lord. Y'all a mess. Y'all a mess. I see Mocha's in there too. Okay. All right, we're gonna get back to these notes right quick. I know we got a lot of comments on their screen, but I'm gonna get back to these notes. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this tonight. Quick continues. Jamie enters the fray. Arena. Okay. What did I do here? Why is this not showing? Oh, why? Oh, I saved that as a ticker and not moving
Oh, it's
on.
down there ticking by.
Yeah, right. I gotta get that off. Hold on one
Oh,
second. Let me
okay.
slide back
Yeah.
up here because that's not what I want.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want this one when Whitney claims that her original reason for doing the show
Yeah, no,
was
I do want that, but I had to go back and take the ticker off that was running
oh
because I had saved it as a ticker rather than a note. So that's what.
okay.
But we'll go on. Yeah, Winter claims that her original reason for doing the show was to help women who were going through a divorce, as she was doing at the time. Yet Monique very pointedly says that Winter started the drama at the lunch. Any thoughts about that? And I think that Winter. Go ahead. I'll get your thoughts, and then I'll conclude with mine. Go ahead.
Well, now she says she's given up her title of relationship coach. She said she's giving that up. She's never going back. She's never going back to that. I think she's
Ugh.
giving that up because she's taking so much heat. Giving it, yeah,
Thank you, Winter. Thank
yeah.
you.
She's taking so much heat during the course of the season on how she dealt with her relationship with Kevin and not knowing where he lived and not knowing what he did for a living and so many things where she didn't do her due diligence or he just
Right.
was that good of a liar, one or the other.
I think it's
Um,
both, but I think that the thing that we never saw her take accountability for is not doing her due
right,
diligence. So
right.
I can't recommend somebody if you're blind in your own personal life like that to that extent and degree, and unwilling to accept responsibility. I wouldn't recommend her for anybody to do coaching with her. That's just my personal belief.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
Well,
Do
that's
what
probably
you
why
think
she
is
gave it up.
yeah.
But I think her life, her circumstances that she's lived through can definitely teach. All our lives, we're teachers at our core.
Mm-hmm.
We can always teach people through our lives, through our mistakes and mishaps and
Mm-hmm.
accomplishments and things of that nature. So in
Mm-hmm.
that, yes, she could do that. And she led with that for the episode 1.
When
Um,
she was at the whatever that
at the
event was, and she was giving all of the past horrors of her her two marriages, basically,
Right.
right?
When no one asked for it, she just decided to give it
Mm-hmm.
up. Like, where'd this come from? This is not the forum for that. But so
Mm-hmm.
I think her heart's in the right place. It's just her delivery probably stinks or her timing is off.
Or her subject matter. But my thought is that she did that intentionally, and she got out of it what she needed to get out of it. Was that she was asked to really just be there for that one episode, but instead we saw her for the whole season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I,
Mm-hmm.
I think that was intentional. I
Probably.
think I think that her claim that her original reason for doing the show to help women going through a divorce, I don't disagree with that. I don't disbelieve that. I think that probably that was her original reason, but I think that it quickly changed because that was not needed. The show was not looking for a motivational speaker. They were looking for drama.
Yeah. They weren't
And
looking for
she
they weren't looking for therapy
mm-mm.
or life coaching and none of that stuff.
No, none of that
Um
sales,
yeah.
none of that puts you at the top of the ratings.
Mm. But when we found out about her situation with Kevin, then everybody got glued to the TV. Like what's this about? Kind of thing. So that's what sold. And like everybody knows that without Winter this season, it would have been very boring. So I think she'll definitely be back. I'm not sure in what capacity, but I think she'll definitely be back.
I think so too. What do you think? Okay, so Carlos King asked Monique or Mo, does Winter like the drama? Monique references, she says basically, yes, she does. And then she goes on to reference the Carlos King late night show and how Winter was twerking on the fence about the men being cheaters.
Mm,
Um, Jamie says that she could have ruined his marriage.
mm,
So there's some parts to that. Do you
mm.
feel like Winter likes drama? Do you feel that way, Alex? And what do you guys feel that are in the chat? What do you think?
It's almost as if Winter feels like I'm not gonna be the only one. I might have been made a fool of in my marriages, but I'm not gonna be the only one. Y'all fools too. Ashley, you're a fool. Urania, you're a fool. Monique, you a fool. I'm gonna make fools out of everybody else because I don't want to be by myself. Misery loves company. Okay,
That's
and
interesting.
and
That's
and and
interesting.
and that's the take I think she really really took on it. I think that's how
Mm,
she felt about it.
I hadn't even thought of that. That could be a point. That could be a point. You feel like that you think that because she was unhappy and single that she felt like she wanted to also shine the light on the problems in the other people's marriages and the dysfunctions.
Right. You guys, you look at me as if I'm stupid, but look what you're putting up with, you know. So yeah, I mean, listen, that's a possibility. Like I say, misery
Mm,
loves company. So
mm.
I'm not gonna
BJ
be the only
Dub.
dumb one.
Right. That's a good point. Um, J Dub is in the audience. Hey there. High Vibe. What's High Vibe saying? And Mocha Mima. Yeah, it was a good interview, Mocha Mima. And High Vibe says real men don't argue with women that they're not exactly. But
Mm.
these guys, some of them they know street rules, but no other social etiquette. So whatever. The women are whack and spineless, meaning Ashley and Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
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 And wait a minit, what's this one? What'd you say, High Vibe? Read that one. What High Vibe said?
I agreed. The source. Ashley is a Chihuahua. no, no, Ashley too thick to be a Chihuahua. Mm-mm.
Ooh, no, you
A-
didn't.
Ashley's a bulldog. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
You
Ashley's a
guys,
bulldog.
get out of here. But wait a minute. Something else High Vibe says Winter was naive to share her business with strangers. Well, yeah, but she continued to collect those checks for the next 10 episodes, 10, 11 episodes. So I guess it just depends on what you call naive.
She was eager to share her business. Episode 1, I was cheated
Mm-hmm.
on. He had a child out of wedlock. He had a child on me, and she was eager to tell this business. So,
Mm, I think she
so
knew exactly what she was doing for the sake of reality TV. I really do.
right.
Um, what is oh, it is your Instagram.
It's my
Okay.
Instagram. Yeah.
No, but I was trying to look at DeSosa, Winter or his non-existent, yeah, de-discipline.
Mm.
Exactly, absolutely. And then we'll get back over here to the notes. We're gonna get through this. So I don't know. I think the part about I couldn't get all of it in. Jamie says that she could have ruined his marriage. I highly doubt that she
Me
could have
too.
ruined
I
his
doubt that.
marriage because the woman that he's with is stuck by his side.
It
So
should have
he
been ruined already if that was the case.
exactly. Exactly. And then I said, well, why does it feel like these men and their wives have a pact, yet they can't be honest about the cheaterization of it all? Not sure, since this seems to be a very prevalent culture, and the men think that it's okay. They think it's cool. They think it's wonderful. They think it's nice. They think it makes them the big man on campus, and they like bonding with other men about their cheaterization. Winter apologizes to the ladies. Monique tries to be diplomatic about it and about the unity of the women. Bottom line, they needed Winter and they still do. Carlos wraps up Winter's segment, and then I'm going to hit this note real quick. This is for the replay gang, guys. Be sure if you're watching on the replay, we love you. Leave your thoughts and your opinions and comments in the comment section below, and keep it respectful. Thank you.
Yeah, and Winter's apologies was not accepted. At least Ashley verbally said, I don't accept it," only because, and she has a point. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If I've forgiven you already for something you've done, and you turn around and do the same thing again or something similar, I can't keep forgiving you for that. I'm just setting myself up for you to just keep doing the same thing over and over again. So that's why Ashley's like, listen, I already been through this with her. I forgave her. She turned around and did something else. So I'm not going back there with her. So I don't forgive her. So, and
Yeah,
I don't blame her for
I,
that.
I could, yeah, I could understand that. I mean, again, like in that respect, she handled it in a calm, efficient manner, right? He asked her the question, and she stated, "No, I don't forgive her because," and like you said, that she stated the reasons why very calmly. I guess my thing with Ashley, who I really adore, actually, I do adore her, and I think she brought a lot to the show this season too, right? So it was kind of like the back and forth between Ashley and Winter that kind of kept the show, gave it some emotion, some impact. But I like Ashley, but I just don't see the point where women, we talk about on this show, we talk about a lot how mothers can coddle their sons. I feel like Ashley has coddled her husband, and that's kind of sad for me because I don't think I would be happy in a marriage with a man that I've got to coddle like he's a little boy.
Mm. Well, he said Ashley helped him grow up.
Yeah, and
So
it seems like she's still in that mindset. It's like she's not been freed. That okay, so now he's an adult, he's a middle-aged man. I mean, like that's right next to being a senior. He's not a young man, he's a middle-aged man. And so when do we like let go of the tether and let him be who he's going to be, and decide that we're either going to accept and live with that in peace or not?
you keep saying like 40's ancient. Relatively speaking,
I said
he's a
middle
young man.
age. I said middle
And I said,
age.
relatively speaking, he's
You
still
can
a young
say you
man.
can you can say what you want to say,
And you
but
can say
I'm
what you
saying,
want to say.
and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Tom Brady's still playing football well into his 40s.
He's
Okay,
middle
he's still
age.
playing
I don't
football.
care about who's
So
playing football.
no matter
You
what you
say
care, I'm
you
saying what
say
I'm saying.
you said yourself. Okay, let's talk about let's talk about Tom Brady. So
Mm.
Tom Brady, how about those referees? How much they let
Oh
those men hit
jeez.
him? How about
Oh jeez.
how about how they
Or
let
lack
those women hit?
thereof.
Oh, okay.
Or lack
So,
thereof.
so you said yourself that Tom Brady is treated special. So now
Mm-hmm.
you want me to accept that Tom Brady, who is also middle age, you
Mm.
want me to use that as an analogy for this grown black man who is middle age. You think that's okay? Yeah. You
That's
like to
great because I
gaslight.
said, relatively speaking, he's still a
You
young
like to
man. He's
gaslight, and
not
then
ready
you
for
think
Social Security. He's not ready
I
for
didn't
Social
say
Security.
that. What
So
is wrong with you?
what's wrong with you? 40
What's
is
wrong
not
with
old.
you?
40 is
I,
not old. 40 is not middle age.
Alex, when did I say it
It's
was
not
old?
middle
I
age.
said middle age.
It's
Yes, it
not.
is. Look
No,
it
it's
up.
not. No,
Look
it's
it up.
not. Look,
You
look it
you
up.
you're ignorant. You're
Look it up.
ignorant
Look
because
it up.
middle age
There you go
starts
with the
at
name
35.
calling. Don't start that.
You're
There you go
acting
with the name
ignorant.
calling.
35 is middle age. Just because you
Okay.
don't know what social
I know more than you think
demographics
I
are.
know.
No, you don't. Apparently, if
Okay.
you don't know that
Mhm.
35 is middle age. So, are you saying that people are going to live to be 120?
Mm.
So when do they get to be middle age? At 60?
Mm.
Okay, right.
Okay. Whatever you say. I said relatively young. That's what I said. So that's what I stick with.
He's middle aged.
Mm-hmm.
So last and not least, Jamie and little Jamie and his legal case. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. We got to go back because you got. We're going to talk about Jason. So what did you guys think about Jason and this whole situation with Jason when Arena got seemingly very emotional, as if she was still harboring concerns and issues about from decades ago about Jamie not being present, according to her, enough with Jason in his care. What did you think about that?
About what?
It's right there on the
Him,
screen.
him being accepted into that program.
No, not
Um,
the program. Well, right. She did. They started talking about that, but
yeah.
then she went way back to when he was like in grade school or something, and his father wasn't helping him with the braille. She had
Yeah, and yeah,
all of
and they kind of went back and forth with, didn't I take him to the come home from work and then take him to the school bus and pick him up from school and everything. And she's saying, but in the early years, I'm the one who had to do the stuff with the braille and I was there 24/7 and so forth. And it's a fine line there because if someone's going to go out and maintain a lifestyle, then someone got to be home doing those other things. And that don't mean that when he comes in, he can't participate in it. But the bulk of the responsibility is on her. If you're staying at home, that's the bulk of your responsibility. If I'm out working to maintain the lifestyle, the house, and our way of life, that's the bulk of my responsibility. So nobody could be two places at once. So there's a fine line there, and there has to be a balance. So this is about balance. It doesn't mean when you come home from work after a hard day, you don't talk to your children, you don't engage with them, you don't engage with your wife. That's not what that means. But that means the bulk of the responsibility, whatever your duties are, that's on you to take care of.
Right. Well, you know what? I knew it said it all. See, first of all, the problem is when you marry a police officer, and I'm sorry, I'm not against police officers. I'm not anti police officers, law enforcement, not at all. But the last person that I would ever want to marry besides a doctor would be a law enforcement officer. And the reason why is because of their high divorce rate, their high abuse rate, and mental health issues. So when Jamie said that he would come home after having dealt with being shot at, the possibility that he could have been unalived, that he would come home and go down into the basement and be down there for hours because that's what he needed for his mental health. I understood him, and I actually got him in that moment, and I had to give him some grace. But see, that's a whole issue because he's married to this whole woman and they've got these three whole children, and they actually, like you said, they need their father to be present. They don't just need a roof over their head, they don't just need food in their bellies, they actually need the interaction with their father. They need that male energy, they need that bonding time with him, they need him for his guidance and his correction and for his love and affection. And I think that's what the when we get to the next segment, little Jamie has been saying all along, is that he needed his father to tell him that he loved him, he was proud of him, and he didn't feel like he got that a lot growing up.
Mm-hmm. And even in that, and he probably did need those things, but at the end of the day, little Jamie cannot put on his father his own decisions that got him in the mess that he's in right now. He made those decisions.
Uh, okay, yeah, he did. So you think that he made them like in a vacuum?
He didn't make them in a vacuum because how we grow up, shapes us, into adulthood. Our environment tends to shape us in many ways, but
Hmm.
we still respond. You see, the judge, when he goes in front of the court, the judge doesn't care how he was raised. The judge care about the act he committed. Okay.
Okay.
And the act he committed was his decision to do, knowing it was
Hmm.
wrong, but he wanted to be cool. He wanted to live in this rap age, and he wanted to act like he was hood when he was a suburban kid, and so forth. And you can see the fear in his face because he
Right.
really he really
He's
hopes he beat
yeah,
this case, and
yeah,
he's faithful that he can beat it, but he's scared. Okay, because
yeah.
he knows he's
He
not
does.
about that life. He's not
No.
about that life. And we know that Jamie made plenty of mistakes, but what Jamie did do was he provided a good life for them as far as financial life, good home, stable environment, all these things he provided. Emotional support, whatever. You can question those things, but other
Hmm.
things you can't question.
Hmm. Well, okay. So last question. Do you think that there will be a season two? And then we're just wrapping it up, right?
And also to Aubrey, I want to mention the
Oh,
fact that
oh,
the
what did I miss?
what's the blind son's name again? His name always gets by me.
Jason. We were just talking
Jason.
about him.
Okay.
Jason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason. Jason. Okay.
Hmm.
Jason wants some booty. Okay, Jason.
Uh,
Jason
uh,
to me,
back to whether there's going to be a season
Jason,
two or not.
because he is. Jason wants a girlfriend. He keeps saying that. He's been saying that for a few episodes now, and he said it at the reunion. I want a girlfriend. You know,
Okay.
so and Carlos told
I
him
don't think there's anything abnormal about that. I think that's perfectly fine if
it's
he
not. He
wants
ready
a
to go.
girl.
That's what I'm saying. He's a healthy young man. He's ready to. He don't want this his whatever his blindness or his handicap to stop
Hmm.
him from living a normal life. He wants to go into this program. He wants to work for Apple. He wants to teach people how to use Apple, and he wants a girlfriend. He wants as normal a life as he can have despite his disability. And I just applaud him for that.
I think it's absolutely right. I think that's absolutely right. Now, I think the thing that maybe wasn't the best suggestion was that he pick a girlfriend out of DMs from the show that are trying to get at him
Yeah, I
because
wouldn't.
he's
Yeah,
on a
don't do that.
I don't think that's the thing. So maybe find someone that's, when he goes off to the school and he starts that program, he could
Mm,
maybe find someone within that community. And maybe
right,
not in that community. It may not be a person that has lost their sight like him. It may be someone that's fully sighted, right?
right.
I mean, there are couples that people marry all the time with different that are
Abilities and so forth. But
differently abled. Yes.
the key is like mindedness, commonality, chemistry. That's what matters. Not who has a disability and who doesn't. You know that
Right.
stuff
But there's gonna
doesn't
be.
matter.
But let's be honest though. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I feel like unless there's a lot of money involved and a lot of assistance, there's gonna be some difficulties that people that aren't differently abled are not gonna have. So, for example, I mean, just day to day life chores, right?
Hmm.
So unless he marries a sighted person, it's finding his way around and seeing his way around. But then I also, a thought just occurred to me when I think of somebody like Stevie Wonder,
Hmm.
who's been married several times, has several children with his ex-wives, his former wives. But again, that's someone who is privileged that has the benefit of having a lot of money.
Hmm.
So
Right. And
he
and that, and
afford
that,
he can
and
afford to
that,
provide for them through his skill and through his artistry of singing and music writing.
yeah, and that's a legal liability as well. They've been doing Stevie dirty for years because he been paying child support for all these children, and he don't get a chance, and he don't,
Where we
and he
how
don't.
we getting it? Go ahead.
Listen, and he
Okay.
been paying child support all these years, and he don't even get a chance to see him.
I've never heard that before. Anywho, you always want to go someplace deep, deep, dark manhole. Lord have mercy. Forgive him. Forgive him, my fine Detroit Motown favorite Stevie Wonder. Forgive him because I think yeah, I'll have to get that's not. I don't think that's the one.
Oh,
That's
that's
his
not the one.
own.
That's the
Yeah,
other one.
that
Yeah,
that's not the magnetic
that's not the
repellent one.
rebellion.
The one
Yeah,
where he's repelling us away from him. And he, like I
yeah.
said, he should just simply put his name in it too. But
Mm-hmm.
he'll live and learn. He'll live and learn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Monique says all very beautiful women. Yeah, because what is it? Wasn't he married to the singer
He
Serena? Honey,
was.
High
He was.
notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Denise. Well, not Denise. He wasn't married to Denise, but they were in a love affair for many years, right? Denise.
Mm.
What's the one that sings the Black Butterfly and hits a really high note?
Denise Williams.
Denise Williams, right? They
Mm-hmm.
were they were they were an item for quite a while,
Mm-hmm.
but let's see. So I think that was it. Wrapping up, guys. We'll be back here on Sunday once again. We're gonna do the whole coverage of Ready to Love Miami. We've got our panel, including Jeremy Speaks, including Jay from Another Round, also another YouTuber. We're going to be bringing some special guests that are actually Ready to Love alum. Those you'll find out when you get here on Sunday. That'll be at 6:30. Please come back and join us then. And you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day. Alex, you want to say anything else about your new channel?
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody that because of the actual Aubery exposure that I received here, hopefully you guys enjoy me. And my new channel is called Magnetic Repellent. And of course, when I put my banner up and everything, of course it will say with Alex W. Leath, because that's what all you guys know me by. So I will, put that up on there as well. But I welcome you guys to go and subscribe, and Aubery will put the link down in her description, and you guys can click on that and just subscribe before I have any videos up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not nothing funny about it. People do it all the time. You go and then that way and hit the notification bell. Wait a
Right.
minute, hold on one second. Go ahead and talk a little more. Let me get
Yeah.
this link because
Yeah.
it's gonna
So
drive me nuts if I don't get that. Go ahead and talk some more.
yeah, my content is going to be kind of
Sing a song or two.
Provocative.
No, take that back. Don't sing. Don't sing.
Well, you don't want to hear Frank Sinatra this time?
You didn't do a good Frank. You can do Marvin Gaye, my favorite, if you really want to. Okay, I found the link. Keep talking.
Oh my goodness! But I'm gonna do provocative content, for critical thinkers, for people who think outside the box, things of that nature. Yeah, of course there'll be things that you guys will love, and there'll be things that people will hate, and the things that you guys will love will be the magnetic, and the things that people will hate will be the repellent. So but I'm prepared for that. I'm pretty much a guy who will speak his mind and unapologetic about who I am.
And as we
go, there it is. I think that's it. Is that it?
That is absolutely it.
Oh, okay. There you go. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Put on your red dress and your high heels. Thank you.
Just hush. Just hush. Let me get this in here one more time and put what it is, and I'm gonna close and leave that in there. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Just my goodness. What in the world? All that horrible music. God.
Don't be jealous.
Just horrible. Well, I know I can't sing. I grew up in a church where pretty much everybody can sing, but I can't. And at least I have the awareness to know it. So
you can't carry a note.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I messed that up, huh?
You can't carry a note.
I can't carry a note with a bucket, and that's okay because there's a lot of other things I do very well.
Put Mocha Mima's comment up there. She's a mess.
Hold on, I gotta do this again.
Oh, Mocha Mima's a mess. I'm telling you. I know she loved me though.
You think so? You think?
She loved me.
Oh
yeah.
Lord. Poor woman.
Oh, Mocha Mima.
Okay, I think I got it this time. Okay, there we go.
You got it this time.
So I can get it up on the screen. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So what's Mocha talking about? Mocha.
Yeah. It's going to be the dirty old man.
Absolutely. And you know what, Mocha? I'm not putting investing a whole lot in it because you know what? It'll be here for about all of 5 minutes before YouTube takes it down. So he's always telling me, loosen up. You can say this on YouTube. You can say that. I hear it all the time. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. You're talking about people that got 100 million subscribers saying whatever they want. Yeah, they're bringing in a lot of money to YouTube. But you try your new channel. You try and say and do with all that stuff, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna be an older Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy, you still here? Okay, no, Jeremy gone because
Jeremy's gone.
Jeremy will be fighting you in the comments. Wait a minute. You go ahead and read that.
Look at Aubery. Don't attach your name to it.
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, you gonna leave me, huh? After all I've done for you.
I'm quietly working the bag just as long as my name is not attached. But guys, if you're over on IG, I do have it up in my stories, and I'm about to drop it in my post too, so you guys can follow it. I'll attach that, and like he said in the description, I'll put that in too. So guys, thank you for hanging in there with us. We appreciate. Don't we love them, Alex? Don't we?
Oh, absolutely, no question. We love them. No
matter if we're arguing back and forth, and we are totally ignoring the topic at hand because we're having our little squabble. God knows why. Because you know what, he's just not gonna gaslight me, right?
Hey,
Jay?
Look at Jay. Hey, Jay just coming in. Hit like, Jay. You coming in? Hit like.
Jay, Go back and watch us on the replay and leave a comment. You know what? You're gonna give me the thumbs up because I refuse to let Alex gaslight me. He can have gaslighted all the ex-wives he wanted to, but I'm not the one, okay? And on that note, guys, we gonna get on up out of here. All right.